So I've got VS Code up here running, and yeah, just going to walk through a little bit of what these tools look like from a developer perspective. Now, SonarLint, as Manish said, this is available not just for VS Code, but we also have implementations for JetBrains products, Eclipse, Visual Studio, and so for whatever marketplace, for whatever uh, IDE you're using, head out and just search for SonarLint, and you should see it pop up. You can install it and start working with it today. So it actually doesn't require any subscription or setup. Essentially, we ship SonarLint just with all of the base set of rules that SonarQube or SonarCloud would detect on these projects. Yeah, let's take a look and see how this interacts with an AI code generation tool. So I've got Copilot here specifically. Let's give it a softball to start with. Let's have it generate a JavaScript app that fetches some data from a GraphQL API, and let's make this maybe a plant caretaking app. So I'm a plant dad. I have a lot here at home, but it sometimes is difficult to remember when to water things. So it looks like it's generating what we're asking for. Provides us with some pretty nice output here. And really this looks, pretty clean. We didn't really ask it to do anything too difficult here. However, you'll notice that we're starting to get some markup on some of these variable names. And so while nothing here has been generated that's super concerning, SonarLint has already started to give us some value and let us know that there's some things that are off with what we've defined to be our quality profile. Now, while SonarLint does act out of the box on a lot of issues, there is some customization you can do here as well. And so this particular project, I have it linked up with a project in my SonarQube server. So I've got that here. And so what this is actually doing is pulling down some particular maintainability rules for us to work with. Copilot obviously has no idea that I have a particular regular expression naming convention for my variables in JavaScript, but SonarLint has let us know, hey, the code generated doesn't necessarily match our quality standard. So let's go and check out what SonarLint is actually letting us know. Yep, sure enough, we have a variable that doesn't comply with the naming convention that we've set up. It provides some kind of generic details on how to fix this. But where this interaction gets really cool is Copilot actually has the ability to read into particular issues that show up in the IDE. And so while we could go in and take a look at the regex and try to figure out exactly what the naming convention is supposed to be, Copilot can come in and actually give us a suggested fix here. So if we bump back up to the quick fix and we apply a fix using Copilot, you'll see we get the correct naming convention here. And I don't advise all caps for your JavaScript apps. This is just for a demo purpose. But you can see how Copilot actually detects what that regex is and fixes it for us. Um, and again, these aren't rules that are out of the box. We've actually defined these in SonarQube. So if I'm looking at my project here, and if I go to my project settings, quality profiles are the sets of rules that we define to be detected for our projects. So you'll see I have actually a custom JavaScript quality profile here. And so if we go click to see what that is, whoops, let's go back. So if I jump into that custom quality profile, you'll see that I have my project linked up with this quality profile, and I've actually recently added a rule here that sure enough sets up that custom naming convention for us. So SonarLint actually pulls that down in and applies it for us, and then the code generation tool can actually interact with that rule in a way that's meaningful. So this is a pretty simple example. Let's go see if we can generate our backend for this app now. So let's have it do maybe a Python API that uses GraphQL to interact with our houseplant database, where we're going to keep all of our data. So it looks like it's chosen to use a Flask GraphQL library, and it's generating some output for us. Let's go ahead and put that into our file. So immediately we start to get some results here. So SonarLint is letting us know that there are some particular issues here that we may want to be aware of. So if we come over and hover over one of these, we can go to that quick fix menu again and actually get, oh, whoops, let's look at this one here. If we go to the quick fix menu again, we get a SonarLint rule description here letting us know that GraphQL introspection should be disabled in production. Now, I understand why the code generation tool made it this way. This is really helpful for debugging purposes, but should this be committed, it could turn into a pretty severe vulnerability. So SonarLint lets us know up front, hey, this is a potential issue. Let's make sure that that we're keeping track of this and not letting it go into our production environment. Whereas, a developer who may not be super familiar with GraphQL may end up accidentally committing this code. Again, if we want some help from Copilot with this particular rule, we can generate a fix, make sure that introspection is turned off. Now, SonarLint is really powerful because it's not only it doesn't only link up with the initial main branch that you've scanned. If we actually go in and switch branches, it'll keep track of any changes that we've done to that branch. So I've got another branch here that I'm going to switch to, and you'll see once I switch to that, SonarLint actually detects that we've switched to this feature branch. I understand it's probably pretty small for a lot of you to see, but this is now looking at my feature branch. We have an additional file here, and again, we're getting a lot of those notifications from our custom JavaScript quality profile. And you'll notice we have some additional notifications over here. Now, SonarLint isn't just interested in showing the most actionable vulnerabilities. We also want to make sure that you're aware of potential vulnerabilities. And so we do this through a mechanism called security hotspots. In this case, I've generated just a generic REST API with JavaScript, and it's letting us know that there are some particular issues with the way that we're invoking Express here. And so if we click into the assess the risk function here, it's going to let us know exactly what we could do to fix this. And so it's asking, in this case, we want to make sure we're using the X powered by HTTP header. And if we were to drop that in, that hotspot would then drop off of our detected issues there. Now, should we not actually catch things here in the IDE, we have a couple of different touch points for the Sonar product suite that really help to make sure that we're checking in with the static analysis tool as we go. So for my particular project here, on this branch, I've actually pushed it up to my GitHub repository. And I actually have generated an individual report for this branch. And so what this does is it lets us know that for the code that's actually changed in this case, we've added 39 lines here to an individual file, but we're able to catch those issues here directly in the pull request report. This then would reach back out to my GitHub server and do some decoration on the pull request to let us know that we've actually failed the quality gate or the quality standard that we've set up here. So a lot of times, we'll be working with these tools. We'll get excited, have an impulse to push that code up, having this pull request analysis feature in place is a huge bonus when working with these generative AI tools. Not only is it going to help us be more precise, more careful, but it's going to give us a lot more confidence so that we can move quickly with these tools and also be safe with the types of code that we're actually committing. So I could show you a lot more here. I highly encourage you to go and download this tool, check it out for yourself, use it with your Copilot or other AI tools that you're currently playing with, and see for yourself, the kinds of things that this picks up. While preparing for this demo, I actually had, several different times where I would generate code and the output would be different each time. And so it's always kind of a surprise when you generate something new and find out what SonarLint is going to detect there.